right, boys and girls, we're going to read our little critter bedtime story. And we tried to read this last week and I had some technical difficulties. So hopefully it'll work. And here we go. It's getting late, said Mom. It's time for bed. I should get to go to bed later, said little critter, because I'm older. I don't want to go upstairs alone, little sister complained. She keeps me awake, said little critter. I do not. I go right to sleep, said little sister. Dad settled the argument. You're both going to bed, so go on. Little critter and little sister marched upstairs, brushed their teeth, and got into bed. They turned out the lights, but little sister was not one bit tired. I can't sleep without my bear, she said. I left it downstairs. Little critter yawned. So go and get it. I'm scared to go downstairs alone. Little critter sighed and went to get little sister's bear. And then he got back into bed. This is my brown bear, little sister said. I sleep with the pink one. Okay, said little critter. If I get the pink one, will you go to sleep? Yes, she said. This time little critter brought the pink bear. He got into bed one more time. I think my fuzzy blanket's downstairs, she said. Why didn't you tell me that before? I didn't think of it, little sister said. You don't need all that stuff in your bed to go to sleep. You are too fussy. What does fussy mean? Asked little sister. I'll tell you a story about a fussy princess, and then you'll know, answered little critter. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, there was a fussy princess who couldn't sleep unless everything was just right. She had to have her favorite blanket and all of her dolls on her bed. Wait, you're telling a story about me. I don't like stories about me, said little sister. Are you a princess that lived a long time ago? Asked little critter. Well, no, I'm not, so I guess this story isn't about me. The princess had to have everything at night just right, and she was no picnic during the day either. All of her dresses had to be perfectly pressed. If they had the slightest wrinkles, she threw a fit. One day, a big dragon who lived in the mountains flew down to the castle. He had heard about the fussy princess and how her servants took care of her. This sounded like a good deal to him, and he liked the castle when he saw it, so he decided to move in. The first thing he did was throw out the king and his family. Oh no, that's sad. Where are they going to go? The royal family spent the night in the barn. The princess had to sleep with cows, donkeys, sheep, and chickens. Needless to say, she didn't sleep a wink. When the farmer found the family the next morning, he threw them out for trespassing. That night they had to sleep under a tree. I bet it rained, little sister chimed in. That's right, little critter said. It rained, they got all wet, and the princess didn't sleep that night either. By the third night, the princess was a mess. Her gown was torn and dirty. It was ever wrinkled. Not only had her family been thrown out of the castle, but the dragon had her favorite blanket and her dolls. This was too much. The princess threw a fit. She screamed until her father promised to go and get her things from the dragon. When I scream, Daddy makes me go sit in another room, said little sister. Little Critter continued. Her father went to the castle, pounded on the door, and told the dragon to open up. And that's just what the dragon did. He opened the door, blew his fiery breath at the king. The king ran back to his family under the tree, defeated and slightly scorched. So the princess made up her mind to do something herself. She would sneak into the castle that night while everyone was asleep. It was very late when she reached the castle. She crept upstairs to her room, found the dragon sleeping in her bed with her favorite blanket and her favorite dolls. Boy, was she mad. Boy, was she mad. Wasn't she scared, little sister said. Of course, little Critter said. But she was even more angry than scared. The princess was so angry that she went to the laundry room, got a bucket of soapy water. She threw it right in the sleeping dragon's face. The dragon woke up with a snort and a sputter. Now you're gonna get it, said the dragon. He glared at the princess and showed her his fangs. And now the princess was more scared than angry, said little Critter. She backed away towards the door. The dragon took a deep breath to blow fire at her, but all that came out was soapy bubbles. The princess had put out his fire. Well, what did the dragon do? Little sister said. He started to cry, said little Critter. No one had ever put out his fire before, and without it, he couldn't be ferocious. And he cried, and he cried. The king and queen were worried sick when they discovered that the princess was missing. They figured she'd gone to the castle, so they ran there as fast as they could. You can imagine their surprise when they burst in and found their daughter comforting a crying dragon. Were they mean to the dragon? Asked little sister. No. After he apologized for being so awful, they invited him to stay as a guest. Anyway, said little Critter, the princess was so happy to be back in the castle that she decided not to be fussy anymore. She realized it didn't matter if her favorite blanket wasn't in the right spot or if one of her dolls was in another room. Is that all? Asked little sister. That's it. Now go to bed, said little Critter. But I can't sleep without my fuzzy blanket. Did you not understand the story? Said little Critter. Yes, I did, replied little sister. But I'm not a princess, and there's not a dragon in my bed. Little Critter groaned. If I promise to get your fuzzy blanket, will you go to sleep? Yes, if you also get me a drink of water on the way back. So, do you think she's going to go to sleep if he gets her fuzzy blanket? Well, I don't know, but we'll have to find out tomorrow night when we read part 2 of our story.